Hey guys, what is up? Here to review another review, this time for a young adult film. Great. The Divergent series, Allegiant. This is the third installment of the Divergent series, directed by Robert Schwenke, written by Noah Oppenheim, Adam Cooper, Bill Coolidge. And it's based on the book of the same name by Veronica Roth. And it stars Shailene Woodley, Theo James, Jeff Daniels, Octavia Spencer, Naomi Watts, Miles Teller, Zoe Kravitz, Ansel Elgort, Daniel Day Kim, Maggie Q, Bill Skarsgård, Ray Stevenson, Mackie Pfeiffer, Ashley Judd. Other people I don't really care about. This is set after the events of Insurgent, and, you know, like Evelyn is now the new leader of Chicago, and unfortunately she is left. She unfortunately has encased everyone in Chicago again because she's afraid, because, you know, they don't know what's out there, and she's kind of afraid to explore outside Chicago. Unfortunately, several people, including Triss, Four, Peter, Christina, Caleb, are not happy with this. So they decide to scale over the wall and venture outside of Chicago, while traveling along the ruins, desert landscape, whatever the hell. I don't really care. They run into these people who take them to this civilization that did this experiment where they took some people and put them inside of Chicago, have been watching them for over 200 years with this surveillance system. That's not creepy. And they've been searching for the pure human, and only one person is 100% pure. Gee, I wonder who. And while they're residing there, our heroes, I guess you can call them, realize that maybe not everything is all what it seems to be in this civilization, and there's also some stuff going on in Chicago. And now we have our movie. Now, let me just say, when I originally did my most anticipated movies of 2016 video, this was in the category of might take a chance / worth a shot. Now, I never saw any of the films prior to when I made that video, so that was the best I could give it. I probably need to start trimming that thing down a little. That was too many categories, and I wasted too much time. But anyways, yeah. And when I saw the films, I saw them over spring break. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this franchise. And let's do a recap on the franchise. The first one, I enjoy, but I'd rather watch the first Hunger Games again. It did feel a bit unoriginal like the Hunger Games. Also, is at times pretty predictable. I did like Shailene Woodley in the film. She was pretty good. The action scenes were actually not too bad. It's had it was kind of enjoyable. But I don't know. I didn't love it. I know there's some people that do really like it, but for me, I thought it was enjoyable. But to say my thoughts on it, becoming more, it's edging more from a 3 out of 5 to a 2.5 out of 5. 2 out of 5 was my rating. I don't know, I enjoyed it, but I don't see myself really ever watching it again anytime soon. Insurgent, however, oh god, that was a massive. Yeah, this was more of a sign of things to come for this franchise. This was just bad. I gave it 2 out of 5. It was messy. There were so many inconsistencies from the first film. It just didn't make sense to me. The story was a frustrating mess. Whenever I wasn't frustrated, sometimes I was just bored. I just didn't care anymore. The only good thing was Shailene Woodley in the action scenes. That's it. Hell, I think it's probably the best action in the series. Yeah, I think so. Boy, that film was so frustrating on a story basis that I really just couldn't lose it anymore. Not to mention the villain absolutely sucks. Kate Winslet as Janine, such a great actress, wasted. And boy, that villain was just pathetic. She didn't have really anything to do. And yeah, the CGI the CGI before this was pretty not very good. A lot of CGI was pretty bad. The first one was pretty polished, hit and miss. This one was more miss than hit, especially in simulations. It did feel very unoriginal. Some people say it kind of reminds them a bit of like some people say it reminds me of the Maze Runner, but also what I really thought about these simulations, I just thought way too much of the Matrix. It was frustrating, and I just couldn't take it. And Allegiant, my god, this franchise keeps getting worse and worse with each film. Oh god, let's hope this is the worst to come. But I don't think that, but even so, the next film wouldn't still be good. I know that for sure, because from what I've seen here, no one cares anymore. Oh my god, this film is terrible. And just almost every sense of the word. There's only a few redeeming factors. Before I get to it, let's go to some positives. I did take some notes here because I just had a lot to say about this and I did not want to forget about it. In terms of positives, it's a competently made film except for one technical aspect that really got on my nerves and what many people have been complaining about constantly. The camera work is pretty solid, and for almost every action scene except one was pretty good. They were pretty well shot, well edited. The choreography was pretty solid. It was pretty entertaining, I guess, though I didn't particularly really care about it. It was just, it had some good, also set design, nothing amazing. It was kind of solid, and it was not too bad, but it was solid. There are some good technical aspects in there, but really it's all that saved the film. Boy, this film is so frustrating and incoherent that I just, god damn it, I was really annoyed at times. The story is so messy. The script is just terrible as well, obviously. This movie relies so much on contrivances and conveniences to move the plot along, and seriously, it's really sad. And when I see these contrivances and conveniences, all I'm thinking is, has anything about this universe remained consistent throughout all three films? What has remained consistent? I want to know. I didn't care about the story at all. It like I said, whenever it wasn't frustrating to me, it was boring. I really couldn't care. Not to mention the movie is just, man, it just really gets... It just throws in random crap that you have to accept. It doesn't really make any real sense in the context of the universe they set up, even though they started doing that in Insurgent. Some people may... I mean, when it comes to Divergent, there was one thing that kind of bothered me involving, like, the point of the tests. Wasn't Janine supposed to try and get rid of individuality? Wouldn't it be kind... Wouldn't, like, you know, do... I know, in fact, the test result's kind of more of, like, a guide to what faction you want to be part of. Wouldn't that be kind of an individual choice? I don't get it. Whatever. Insurgent had just always kept throwing in these random crap that just made the world, that just didn't work into the context of the universe, that just started frustrating me. This one is just no exception. Sorry, I just keep getting distracted. Yeah, this movie is also at times unoriginal and pretty predictable. Some people say it reminds them of the Maze Runner Scorch Trials, but I've never seen any of the Maze Runner films, so I can't say anything about that. I'm going to talk more about the story a bit later, but not right now. The acting, no one cares. Everyone on there is bored, and this is such a waste of great talent. Jeff Daniels, Octavia Spencer, Naomi Watts, Jesus, they're wasted. They really, like, Octavia Spencer has really nothing to do. She really has the, out of all the three I've listed, she has the least amount of screen time. And Naomi Watts, pretty meh. No one is particularly what I call bad. At best, they're meh. At best, they can be decent. At worst, meh. But whatever. I just didn't really like them. I don't know what else to say other than that sometimes this film became a bit frustrating to me at points. I really don't know what else to say. No one seems to care anymore at all. Especially Shailene Woodley. She was the best part of the first two films, and she doesn't even care anymore. I think she just started realizing that this script is, this franchise, no credibility to it anymore. This franchise has no more credibility to it anymore. And also, she doesn't care anymore. She doesn't really try to have it. Like, if there's any scenes I liked her in, one scene I loved her in Insurgent. She probably was starting to get a little bit more bland in Insurgent, but at least she had one great emotional scene in the court whenever she confessed. That was a great emotional scene. Here, she doesn't care. She's such a blank slate like every other character in this film. The only character that seems to be having any fun with this material, but just still comes off to me as kind of bored, is Miles Teller. He sometimes tries that personality in this film, but man, it comes up short. He doesn't have any personality in this film. He's just a character type. He's just a comic relief. That's it. He doesn't stand out. He doesn't make the role unique. He's just the character. My God. You know, this is very talented people. Miles Teller and Shailene Woodley have proven themselves. Miles Teller in The Spectacular Now and Whiplash. Shailene Woodley, Spectacular Now alongside Miles Teller. Fault in Our Stars, The Descendants. Especially Descendants. That's my favorite performance from her so far. Maybe Snowden will also be a showcase. I don't know. But here's another thing I can't stand. These characters are... They're just bland. They're one note. They don't have any sort of personality to them. Sometimes, like, Christina, and sometimes there's a couple other, sometimes a couple of characters will crack jokes, but that's the thing. That's just anything that people can do. That doesn't mean they have any sort of range of emotions. There's no range of emotions for any of these people. There's no personality at all. Cracking jokes doesn't add anything to your character. That's just something that people do. You know, it doesn't work. No one stood out to me. The best that could be is Miles Teller, but he still doesn't work for me. Also, I don't get Peter as a character. Why does he switch sides? I feel like that if he has any motivation, it's a shitty motivation. Or sometimes he does it just to have fun. I don't get this character. I never understood him in Insurgent when he kept switching sides, and I don't get him here. God, is it going to be even worse than Ascendant? Why is it called Ascendant? You couldn't call Allegiant Part 1, Allegiant Part 2? I know you're going to do that, then you decide to switch it. What's the point of the title change? I don't get it. At least my worries. But wow, I don't get this character. What do people like about him? When it comes to comic relief, I don't find it particularly funny. There are times where I kind of get a chuckle out of it, but really, it wasn't particularly funny. Never was it funny. All that comes off to me is just an unlikable douchebag. That's it. And do I need to stress how weak the villains are? If you want to know who the villains are, Peter, I guess, Evelyn, in some way, and David, Jeff Daniels. Man, here's the problem. Oh, here's what I wrote down here for like some nicknames for them. David is Janine 2.0. Evelyn is either Janine 2.5 or 3.0, or even David 2.0 or 1.5. I'm not basing it based on the villain's motivations or anything like that. I guess really like Janine would be David 2.0, but whatever. And then like Evelyn would be like David 3.0. Like you get the idea. You can make up all the names you want. If you did so, we'd be here all day. But they're all weak villains. The only thing they share in common, the reason I give these nicknames is because they're all weak villains that are so boring and generic that I just don't care. They're not threatening. They're boring, pathetic villains. There has not been one good villain in this franchise. And is what, Peter going to be the villain now of Ascendant? Maybe. God, he's going to be even more pathetic villain. Probably. Or just be as pathetic as all the others. I don't know which villain is worse. I don't know. They don't really have anything to do, and not to mention they're not threatening. They're not memorable villains at all. They're so forgettable. Let's move on. Let's talk about the tone. This movie takes itself way too seriously, and it really bogs it down, especially during some of the action scenes. Well, the only good action scenes, in my opinion, are the ones that involve hand-to-hand combat, or that training shootout, the training sequence that Ford did with the equipment, weapons was pretty cool. Also, the finale was not too bad, but I have to say, these action scenes lack tension. Every single action scene. These characters are way too on top of things, and even though it looks like they're kind of vulnerable, they still manage to find some way to get the upper advantage. There's nothing to it. I can't get invested in it. It also doesn't help the fact that these characters are also very, very bland. So I can't get attached to them. So even if that does make up for any vulnerability, no, they can't make up for any vulnerability. Seriously, caring about these characters is probably what can make up for vulnerability. But still, Jesus, this film, they're way too on top of things. So you don't care. And there's no tension there. It's predictable as hell, and all that too. You know how they're going to get out of this situation, for God's sake. I know I'm getting pissed off, but seriously, how could you not get pissed off? Hold on. The romance, still don't care. No chemistry between Shailene Woodley or Theo James at all. It's so damn stale. Or dry. I don't care. If we were describing so many things, we'd just be here all day. Films. And there are times where I kind of said I may have noticed some hints of a love triangle, but I may be wrong on that. So I guess that could be a good thing that there's no love triangle for once. Doesn't make up for everything in this movie. For all the other flaws. Also, this movie, like for some of the random crap, let's talk about some of the tech in this movie. Like, for example, the surveillance system. They don't explain how it works for any of this tech. They just never really explain how it works or how it really makes sense. The surveillance system, people are, I'll just explain it to you. People are inside it and they can go around certain locations and basically watch it. Like for example, if they're like in that location. They also have like these pixelated graphics sometimes on the screen to make it, I don't know if they're trying to make it more convincing or something like that. It's just really stupid, but it's really, that's more, but making it pixelated is kind of but it's really just a nitpick. I just don't understand it. Also dialogue, sometimes it's cliched, other times it's exposition. Yeah, they do a lot. They do a bit of it. They do a bit of exposition, and yeah, it's tedious and boring. I don't care. You just don't care at all about the story. You can't get attached to this. It's so fucking boring. Also, the characters don't care. They don't want to be there. So why? The actors don't want to be there. So why should I care? Seriously, this world is not fully realized. When you look at this and you look at all the stuff that has remained inconsistent, that's remained inconsistent, what of this world has remained consistent? Think about that. What of it has remained consistent throughout any of these films? And remember this, I am not judging based off the books, and don't use the book as an excuse for this. Because this is not, I shouldn't be using the book as a reference point. If it's on, this is called the adaptation, and you have to judge this film on its own merits. Actually, I'm going to take a side note for this. I'm going to go straight to this. Stop comparing the book to the movie when you're reviewing it. Stop judging it based about how faithful it is to the book. What works in one medium doesn't work in the other. And sometimes changes are going to be made whether you like them or not. And it's called an adaptation, not a faithful recreation sort of film. Not a faithful page by page, line by line, shot for shot, anything along those lines, panel by panel, recreation original, source material. It's not like that. There's going to be changes whenever, okay? Stop getting so angry over the smallest details and judging on its own merits, okay? I really find this annoying to me. Because my God, if you're not going to judge on its own merits, then what's the point of adapting it? I know I'm getting angry over this, but I'm being serious. What's the point of adapting it if you're not going to judge it on its own terms? Think about that. I know I'm getting angry, but that really bugs me. Start judging on its own terms, please, because that's how it should be intended. It needs to stand on its own. That's when you know how it works as an adaptation, if it stands on its own. Not that it's failed and there's no point of adapting it. Okay. Let's go to some other things. There's also a few moments I found kind of particularly weird in this movie. There's involving a scene where the characters get decontaminated. The only one who you ever see go through it is Driss. And there's just this one weird part to it. The rest of the scene is just whatever. It's just boring. You don't care. She gets covered in this like orange substance. I don't know what it is. Like in the comment section if you want to, because I don't know. And yeah, she starts like suffocating. It's like, okay, what the hell is this? Like she started suffocating and it's like, was it like suffocating her, about to kill her or something like that? Then it like turned black and then she could just like wash off in the shower. Okay. All I was just kind of raising an eyebrow. I was thinking, what the hell is this? Also, some people were laughing at this scene for some reason. I had no idea what they were laughing about. I don't know if this was unintentionally funny or something like that. I don't know. I didn't even ask them. Because why would I? I'm watching a goddamn movie. I'm not in my house. But even so, I would still pay attention to the movie and not pay attention to them. Don't know why I did that with my eyebrows. That didn't make any sense to me. Also, another weird moment is David's, like, this is near the end of the movie, but I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible to avoid spoilers. David's plan has been foiled, and when he finds out that it's been foiled, he opens his mouth like this. It's so unconvincing that he is shocked about it. It looks so laughable, and it's obvious that no one cared because the director didn't tell him to make it look more shocked. Hell, if he probably did, he'd come off more as a cartoon. When you want to believe that? I believe it. The one thing is for sure, when it comes to everything else, that's just so stupid. It's more of a gripe. It's really just more of nitpicks because I just don't care. Oh, and for a bad action scene, there's only one bad action scene I can really recall in this movie, and it's involving an aircraft scene. And because the film takes itself so seriously, there is this one absurd part. I don't really want to go into detail about it, but it just gets ridiculous to a point. There's this one ridiculous part, and you really get taken out of it because, my God, these effects are horrible, and also it takes itself too seriously. It's a bad action scene. Oh, I've been waiting for this. The special effects. Ugh. Do I need to tell you how awful these effects are? This is the worst special effects work I've seen all year. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my God. This is $110 or $120 million budget. And this looks so cheap. The effects are up there with the sci-fi original movie. They're that bad. These environments look so fake to me. Whenever they're on a real set and they have these green screen backgrounds, sometimes showing the desert or whatever the hell, it looks so fake. You wanna know why? There's no detail and no texture to any of them. It doesn't feel fully rendered. None of them looks fully rendered. It looks so polished. They're way too polished. It looks way, way fake. That sounded weird. The green screen is also obvious, especially, the green screen can be very obvious, especially in 2 scenes. I really found it out. It was because it was so lazily hit. They didn't even try to make it look even at least bit convincing. First one, and one that really got me, that really made me cringe. It's involving a scene where a train passes behind, like he's saying, Miles Teller is in the green screen. A train passes behind him. My God, it was so fake. Seriously, if you know that scene, you may know what I'm talking about, that scene. It looked so fake. I hated it. Also, that scene where they're being carried into the city, where the team is being carried, the group is being carried into the new civilization, being protected by these orange spheres to protect them from the toxic environment outside on the desert landscape or something like that. Yeah, the CGI on those spheres is also absolutely awful, but the green screen is also worse. You just really can't buy it. It looks so fake. Many times, watching this movie, I kept this to myself, but I always kept thinking to myself, that is so fake. That is so fake. Seriously, it is unbelievably fake. Nothing felt real. All this stuff was lacking any sort of thing. It looked so polished. And if they're supposedly transitioning from sometimes transitioning from practical environments to computer generated environments, or practical effects to visual effects, you get the idea. It looks fake as well. There's no transition, no seamless blend of any of them. It looked awful. Oh my God, what did I just watch? I swear to God, some of these pages are going to fall out of my notebook. What does this franchise come to? Oh my God! I can't believe I sat through this! I paid $5 for this! $5 because I paid it for a matinee, and I wanted my money back! I want my money back, okay people? My money! God, it wasn't, thank God I didn't pay full price, but I still would have preferred renting off Gamefly. Because you know why? Because I'm not paying for it! You have to understand this one thing here. I cannot believe how Lionsgate's been handling this franchise. And it's obvious they don't care about it. You know why? Because Ascendant, they just cut the budget for it. They cut the budget! I don't know what the budget is now because they don't specify, because they haven't said anything about that. But wow! You have the director leave, you get a new director obviously, and knowing the fact that you cut the budget, yeah, great! And they also delayed it from March to June next year. Great. No one's seeing this. After this, and knowing the fact the only reason they cut this budget is because they had a bad opening weekend. Like what, $29 million? Yeah, and the first two had the first one I think had 50, Insurgent had 52 million, I think, or something like that. Wow. And they don't even try anymore, and now they're cutting the budget. It's obvious they don't care about this franchise anymore. They're not willing to take a risk to give it a budget around the same as this one. It's obvious they don't care, and we don't care either. Seriously, if you look at the box office performance for this movie, no one cares anymore. They have not given us a reason to support this franchise anymore. They haven't given us a reason why this franchise exists. It has not impressed us or proven us anything. There's nothing about it that impresses me. My God, I can't believe this. I am sick of seeing crap like this from studios. Start putting effort in your stuff. It doesn't hurt to do that. What, does it cost a lot more money to make a quality film? Huh? Tell me. Tell me, huh? Tell me if it costs more money to make a good film. Good films can be successful too. And know the fact that this is not a good film and it's bombing, that proves something to you. You need to start putting more effort into it. But too late. I think they already wrote the script for this movie, and it's obviously going to be a piece of crap. How's it going to be? Is it going to be the worst of the franchise? Hopefully not. Hopefully we'll get an action-packed finale. But here's the thing. God damn it. Also involved in the story, I forgot. Let me go back to my notes because I really want to make sure I get these points around. Basically, the characters, the story's kind of like circles. Like, the characters end up going back to the same place they are before. They don't really seem to really advance anywhere. And it ends really awkwardly. When it ended, me and my theater were thinking, what? Well, really overall, we're just thinking, that's the ending. But also, I was very angry when the visual effects supervisor's name came off the credits. I just thought, I hope you get fired. No one cared behind the productions anymore. No one cares about this franchise anymore. The cast nor the crew. Hold on, let me, It's just a lazy setup for the finale. The ending was a very lazy setup for Ascendant, but Jesus. At least Mockingjay Part 1 at least felt like it had at least a solid setup for Part 2, and Mockingjay Part 2 is actually better than Mockingjay Part 1, obviously. Not a perfect film, but a solid finale to the series, though it could be much better if they kept it at one film. Can they just do that, please? They're doing that with The Maze Runner, so maybe they should start doing that now. This is not working for us. All it does is piss us off, and it's more to get, and it's, all you're doing is just, you're just forcing us to give you more money. Stop doing that! I find it, don't you guys have enough money as it is? Stop doing that! I really find that annoying. But my God, this is the worst I've seen this franchise to date. This is the worst film I've seen so far in 2016. Is there going to be worse? Yes. Happy Madison hasn't released their Netflix film yet, The Do-Over. That's going to be obviously worse, because they don't care either. Happy Madison doesn't give a shit about us. They just want our money. Luckily, because of Netflix, I ain't giving them money. Man, I really got angry. Damn. I don't think this will be the last time, people. Allegiant is a terrible, terrible, terrible movie. It's a lazy setup for Ascendant. And it just sucks as a film. Also, let's talk about the experience in my theater. My audience, there's like these group of girls that were sitting a few seats away from me that kept laughing all the time. And there's times where I understood why they were laughing, because there wasn't on there that something that happened that they could consider fun, that could be considered funny. Though it really wasn't to me, it was kind of stupid. But there was times where they would laugh for some reason. I don't know what they were laughing about, either because they were talking, but I didn't really hear them. I heard them laugh a couple times. I heard them, like, they did laugh during that decontamination part that I told you about. Also that scene where David made that stupid cringeworthy face with his mouth when he opened up his mouth in shock. That is so unconvincing, guys. It was laughable. I didn't laugh, though. I don't think I ever really laughed at all in this movie. Weird. But this... I don't know what else to say. I really don't know what else to say. They were laughing a lot. It wasn't extremely loud, but yeah, they were laughing a lot for some reason. I'm just thinking, is there something funny about this? Is it unintentional, intentional? Well, what are you laughing about? What do you find funny? But that's at least, but whatever. I've seen, there's worse experiences in the movie theater. But that one just really was weird to me, what they were laughing about. Divergent Series Allegiant gets a 1 out of 5. Man, this was a terrible movie, and I do not want to watch it again. This franchise, I'm done with it. The only way I'm going to see Ascendant in theaters is if I'm seeing this with friends and I'm not paying them back. Or with my family and I don't have to pay them back. I'm being serious here. I'm not paying for this franchise. Now you can say I'm like indirectly paying for it because I am seeing the movie in theaters. I guess. Indirectly, I don't know. But one thing's for sure, I am making sure that I don't. I'm not paying for it myself, paying directly for a ticket. Sorry, I ain't doing that. You know what they should do instead? Once they're done with Ascendant, release it out to the public. Just release it in theaters, home video, video on demand, whatever. Just release it. No marketing, no wait. Just get rid of it. You obviously want this franchise to be dead. This franchise has gone for too long. It needs to die. Let it die, please. Just get rid of the last installment. No one cares about this franchise anymore. The box office results speak for themselves. Seriously, just release it when you're done with it. Once it's completely done, just release it to theaters. Enough waiting for it. No one cares. Sorry guys, that's how I feel about it. That's my review for the Divergent series Allegiant. Comment below. What do you think of this movie? Did you hate it like I did? Did you actually like it? And if so, can you give me your reasons and don't use superficial reasons? Give me some pretty specific reason why you liked it. I can see people liking this film, but I really find it hard to like it. What do you think of this franchise so far? Do you still like it? Do you think it needs to go away? Do you think it's gone on too long? I think it has. I really wish they would stop. This franchise no longer has all the credibility, any credibility it has been flushed down the toilet. Gone. 100% gone. There's no way of getting its credibility back because no one cares anymore. There's nothing redeemable about it anymore that's anything specifically redeeming about it anymore. Nothing. It's just bullshit. And do you agree that they should just release Ascendant outright in theaters when they finish it? Just release it outright, no wait, no marketing? Just release it? Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to the channel for more videos.